Welcome back to Hope's Homemade Kitchen. If you're new here, I'm Hope, and each week I bring you step-by-step recipes that you can make in your own kitchen. Today, I'm making a popular Chinese takeout food, Kung Pao Chicken. Now this is a delicious spicy dish filled with chicken, vegetables, spicy sauces, and peanuts. And you can make it in under 30 minutes. You can also vary the vegetables here. Today I'm keeping it simple and using onions, garlic, and pepper. Let's get started and I'll show you the ingredients. The ingredients for the Kung Pao chicken are chicken thighs, red pepper, a sweet onion, green onions, peanuts, garlic, sugar, cooking oil, sesame oil, oyster sauce, chili oil, dry sherry, red pepper flakes, cornstarch, soy sauce, and jasmine rice. Okay, for the first step, I'm going to mix up the marinade for the chicken, and that will marinate while we're preparing our other ingredients. You'll need 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce, 2 teaspoons of dry sherry. Now if you have rice wine, you could use that instead of the sherry. That's just what I had on hand. 1 teaspoon of sugar, a tablespoon of water, and 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. So we'll just mix that up, get the cornstarch lumps out of there. And I have 2 pounds of, and you can use like 1.5 to 2 pounds. We like a lot of chicken in ours. I'm using chicken breasts that I've cut into about 1 to 2 inch pieces. So I'm going to pour that marinade over that. Next, we're going to make the sauce that we'll actually be cooking with, and it's very similar to the marinade. We need 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce, 2 teaspoons of dry sherry, a teaspoon of sugar, and a teaspoon of chili oil. Now you can do that to your own taste. If you don't like it really spicy, you can always leave that out. Okay, I'll set that aside for now, and we'll prepare our vegetables. Okay, I'm kind of cutting the green onions in half, kind of separating the greener parts from the white parts. I'm going to add in the white parts in with my other vegetables when I stir fry it. Now I want to cut these vegetables into about 1 inch pieces. Also at this time I'm cooking my rice so it'll be ready, because this comes together pretty quickly, so it'll be ready to serve. So you can cut the vegetables in the size you like. This is the way I like them, about like this. Then I'll be chopping up the green onions to add them at the end. Get a red bell pepper. So that's about how we like ours. You can cut them larger or smaller, however you like. And we're going to mince the garlic. We need 3 cloves of garlic. Now some other vegetables that you could put in here, in addition to the onions and red bell peppers, you could put in celery, broccoli, carrots, zucchini, anything like that. I'm just keeping it simple today. So that's about 3 cloves of garlic minced. Okay, we're going to take it over to the stove now. Okay, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of cooking oil. I'm using canola oil, and 2 teaspoons of sesame oil. And I'm going to fry mine up in batches. Now you just want to fry it until it gets a good color on it. And because I have a small pan, I'm doing it in batches. Now if you have a wok, that's perfect for this. Getting some good color. You want the heat to be on medium high to high, but you got to keep an eye on it. Now if you put it in all at once, it's not going to get a good sear, so that's why you want to cook it in batches if you have a smaller pan. I like using chicken thighs for this because it really withstands a lot of heat and the chicken remains moist and tender all the way through. Okay, we'll remove that and cook our other batch. Okay, when you first put them in, you want to resist the temptation of stirring it around. Let it set for a little bit until it gets a good sear on that one side, and then you can stir them around and cook it on all sides. Okay, I did scrape a little bit of the burnt part off the bottom. I got a little overzealous in my temperature. So the chicken is put aside. I'm gonna add in a teaspoon of red pepper flakes and my minced garlic. I'm gonna stir that for about 30 seconds, just till it gets fragrant. And we'll add in our vegetables. Now this won't take very long. Typically you just want to soften the vegetables just a little bit. Okay, that's looking good. Now I want to add my chicken and juices back to the pan. I'm just going to cook that, heat it up really well, 3 to 4 minutes. At this point I'm going to add in my sauces. And that's what's going to give it so much flavor. Okay, I'm going to make a cornstarch slurry to thicken it up. So I just have 1/4 cup of water and about a tablespoon of cornstarch. Okay, it's already thickening up. Now you want to add in your green onions and your peanuts. And see how quickly it comes together. Now we're going to dish it up for a taste test. This is what it looks like all dished up. So let's see how it is. Chicken is so tender, bold flavors in there. The fresh vegetables, the pop of peanuts. That sauce is really good too. Really good authentic flavor here. And you can make it as spicy as you want. You can add different vegetables that you like. This is a really versatile dish. I really hope you make this as an alternative to takeout and you get lots of leftovers. Thank you so much for joining me again today on Hope's Homemade Kitchen as we made Kung Pao Chicken. If you haven't done so already, please consider liking, subscribing, and sharing with your friends. We'll see you next time.